fix things? Pencil, can you hear me? Perfect. Okay, good. Glad to know that I'm not just talking to nobody anymore. So, anyway, hi Pencil, how are you? um, so basically back to, I know it's been like almost a year since the last time I streamed. It was last Halloween when I did. And we're going to do so without the webcam because my cam is kind of on the blitz right now. And we're going to be playing a game called Orwell. Orwell is basically a game where um, there's this fictional country called the Nation, because they are so unique in their naming. And you are playing a person who lives outside of the nation. And the nation has instituted this whole program that they call Orwell, that basically uses a number of webcams, lets you go through the internet, lets you connect to people's emails, their chat conversations, their telephone calls, and basically learn things and follow all of them and kind of get to the bottom of this crime that's being committed. I did start playing this and it was very, very interesting, and I thought it would be great for streaming, so this is what I decided to come back streaming with, but it is not something I have completed. So at some point we'll reach a point that I have not been to. So that should be fun. And it was named Orwell because this is very much based on the 1984, or the book called 1984 by George Orwell. And 1984, the premise of it was all about how the government is watching everyone, and the whole Big Brother is watching comes from there. And I just think this is a fascinating concept as a game. So let's go ahead and get started. Congratulations, you have been selected for the Orwell test phase. Create a profile. Let's see. We'll do this one. Well, I'm glad you think so, Pencil. I am not under 16, and since it's optional, I'm not putting my email address in because everybody does not need to know my email address. Be diligent. Your work has severe impact. Please agree to the following terms. I am aware that my actions may severely impact the lives of the citizens of the nation. I will work thoroughly and judge objectively in the best of my belief. While working, I will adhere to the laws and jurisdiction of the nation. Okay, I can do that. Thank you for ensuring the safety of the nation's people. Your registration is now complete. These are all the webcams around, looks like Freedom Plaza. It is April 12th, 2017. I mean, the webcams are looking at people's faces, facial recognition, seeing if there's any records. Oh. Oh, bombs are helpful. My record would be like 8 too many chimichangas and died. Episode 1. The clocks were striking 13. Okay, apparently I'm talking to someone called Symes. You're online. Good. Call me Symes. I will be your advisor on Orwell. Together we will form both the first and the last line of defense against terrorism. For this test phase, you are one of the first people to try out the Orwell system under real circumstances, selected from thousands of applicants from across the globe. Normally, congratulations would be in order, but as you can see from that footage, there has been an incident. So let's get started. Yeah, that's an incident, alright. I've activated the reader tool for you. Its purpose is storing bookmarks to online websites and documents for easy access and to highlight when there is new information to be investigated. He looks like such a goofy goober, he probably likes reading books and solving crimes. Well, I hope so, because he's supposed to be my advisor in trying to solve this crime. Besides, he's wearing green, and that's my favorite color. So, he's already good in my book. First, I want you to be informed of the situation. Our leading newspaper, the National Beholder, will bring you up to speed. Okay, so it is April the 13th, so this is happening the day after the bombing, because the camera footage said that it was April 12th. So, the headlines: Bomb obliterates Freedom Memorial and kills 3. Feel free to browse National Beholder. I've activated the profiler. Open the unknown person file once you're done. Okay? Detonation destroys the Freedom Memorial in Bonton. I wonder if they were basically making a spoof off Boston. 3 people killed, 5 severely injured. Terrorist ambition suspected as a mysterious letter reaches authorities. Bonton, at approximately 7:50 p.m. on Wednesday evening, an explosive device detonated at the Friesen Plaza in Bonton. According to official police reports, 3 people were killed and at least 5 bystanders were severely wounded. The Freedom Memorial was nearly completely destroyed. Police forces closed off the area immediately. Experts believe the attack was an attack of terror, with police confirming that the explosive device was homemade and triggered from a short distance away using a cell phone signal. Police reports also confirm that several hours earlier, an anonymous letter containing the first 3 stanzas of the German folk song, and I am going to butcher this, Die Gedanken sind frei, which translates to the thoughts are free, had reached local authorities. Prime Minister Blaine immediately issued a public press statement, firmly condemning the assault, and put the nation on high alert until the perpetrators have been brought to justice. Okay. Negotiations in Triflif failed. Pargesian president aborts negotiations with opposition. Violent riots in Triflif. Blaine encourages renewal. Peace negotiations in the riot-ridden Pargesian, the capital city Triflif, have been aborted without any result last night. Independent sources confirm or report that President Cassart abruptly cut off communication with the opposition representatives as the latter presented a tangible plan for the organization of re-elections. The news about the premature cancellation of the negotiations caused thousands of people to resume demonstrations in the capital. It has been reported that demonstrators wearing hoods threw incendiary material into shop windows and onto cars. Police struggled to keep the situation under control. Prime Minister Blaine stated his worries about the negative developments regarding the political situation of the neighboring country and has requested both sides to resume diplomatic discussions. Well, it sounds like there is just all kinds of fun stuff going on in this world, isn't there? Oh look, a movie shooting completed. 100 Gray Shadows. It's a headline, though I have a feeling it's probably not going to have much to do with our bombing. 100 Gray Shadows. The 3rd and final chapter in the Gray Shadows saga. Behind previous releases being a gray shadow and another gray shadow. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna go through that one. unless I find out that somebody that I'm looking at is an actor. Alright, we'll open this up. The profiler holds all known information on those we investigate. The file you have opened is for our main suspect. The blue-haired woman that the CCTV footage shows before the assault is no stranger to the police. Take a look at the arrest record. Okay, Cassandra Watergate. The highlighted elements in the record are pieces of data that are able to be extracted. We call these elements data chunks. Hovering over data chunks will reveal their relevance to the case and any connections or information it may influence. Drag and drop all data chunks from the police database into a profile to upload them to our servers. Okay, so we have a name and a picture. And this is basically how this goes. Very good. Pictures and names are crucial information for Orwell to identify a person. Information in documents can only become a data chunk when it can be clearly assigned to a target person. Add the reason for Miss Watergate's prior arrest that has just been unlocked. We will need this info to progress. Okay, so she was previously arrested for assault on a police officer. So if you look at this, when you highlight over it, it tells you whose profile it's going on to and what it's going to put on the profile. And sometimes it can, because you are moving the things that Orwell has highlighted as data chunks, you are sort of the human person who gets to the human morals, basically, who decides whether or not this should be added to a profile. Except for, obviously, we have to progress right now. But I know that later on, at one point, there's it takes it very literally when it was clearly made a joke, and so that's where the human influence really has to kind of take effect. And there are other situations where, you know, there might be conflict between things. Hi, Ryan. Well, I appreciate the lurk. Thank you very much. And Pencil, why does she look like... I don't know. Do any of your family members have blue hair? But so you move all of these chunks over, and you have to kind of sort of figure out, sometimes there's a conflict, so you have to read other things to figure out which one is the correct one so that you can progress further in the story and actually get things done. Thank you, Ryan. I found this game a few weeks back. It was free on Epic, and this game as a whole I found fascinating. I didn't finish it because I wanted to actually stream it because I think it's so interesting. And it's just the whole, you are a part of the government kind of snooping through everybody's records and trying to put together a case and figure out who's done what and what's going on. So I just thought it was really interesting. One of them do, what is my family member? Well, I don't know. We'll find out as we go, Pencil. Right now, prime suspect for a terrorist bombing. Okay, good. With the data you extracted from the police record, a new document can now be accessed. Now let me ask you a question. Do you believe in coincidence? I do not. Find data revealing where she attacked the police officer and you will see what I mean. Okay, so back over here. So we have another article. Is this woman a terrorist? Woman allegedly injured a police officer 2 weeks ago remains in custody. This was back in July of 2016, so almost a year ago. Hi, Crystal. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. And yes, Pencil, I know you believe in sandwiches. You believe in anything you can eat. Okay. The case that keeps media and the public guessing, Cassandra W., pictured above, who had allegedly injured a police officer severely 2 weeks ago, is still being held in police custody. The young woman is accused of having hit the victim's head with a large brick. The incident occurred during a rampage at the Freedom Plaza as part of a demonstration against the newest amendments to the government's model project, the Safety Bill. Due to the chaotic nature of the scene, police have not yet been able to connect the crime to the accused. Cassandra W., who is an artist by profession, has denied the accusations completely and has asked her fans to show their support. A trial has now been scheduled for mid-August. The case received nationwide attention when Catherine Delacroix, Secretary of Security, labeled the alleged perpetrator alongside other rioters as anti-governmental terrorists. Okay, so she's been labeled a terrorist, along with everybody else at the demonstration, which looks like it was just a protest, likely against the CCTV cameras. But it happened at the Freedom Plaza, which is where the bombing just took place. So I see what he means about coincidences. The exact same location as the assault. When she turns up there right before the explosion, surely not a coincidence. As you know, Miss Watergate is still running around freely. We should find out why. We should also gather more background information on her. I want to know who we're really dealing with. Okay, so I can tell you that she is an artist. And that brought up one related document. Oh yes, one who does street art by blowing memorials to pieces by any chance. You are a very sarcastic person, sir. Great, you have found another document. Before we go on, let's clarify your job and how it affects mine, shall we? You have extracted all the info I already knew about Miss Watergate. Starting now, I'm going into this case blind. The Orwell Ethical Codex dictates that investigators like yourself are the only ones allowed to access the documents of target persons. Advisors like me only get to see the data provided by the investigators. We will then draw conclusions and request action. Your primary job is to provide information you deem important. Never give away incorrect or misleading data. You may hit disable on a data chunk you do not want to pass on to Orwell. However, some data chunks might be necessary to progress on the case. Okay, so with that said, that means that whatever we put in here, that's what they know and that is what they act on. So if I put something in that is clearly not correct, that means that they will take it as correct and act on that. So that's why we have to be careful as to what we put in there. Also, if I don't respond a lot, I'm looking at memes while I try drawing some stuff. Oh, that's fine, Pencil. I appreciate you being here regardless. So we have found her portfolio for art. Okay. Well, she's focusing on her art career because she quit her previous job. And from what I understand, UTEL is sort of like, it reminds me of Facebook Messenger, just the chat back and forth sort of thing. So we'll take that so I can get her Messenger chats. Good, you found a chat handle that allows us to overhear any conversations on that account. The listener has now been unlocked. New conversations will appear whenever they are started. Okay, well, she quit her previous job, so what did she do before she was an artist? Interesting. We should find out what that job was. Colorful inhabitant of Wonderland. Okay, her location is not in Wonderland, so I feel like we're just going to disable this one. She painted her beloved furball Kikiko. Definitely the only family I need. Picture of herself. Yep, that beaut is me. I was never sure about the title, though. The Businessman's Forgotten Daughter. Okay, she was a daughter of entrepreneurs. Or victim of traditionalism in pink. What do you think? Okay. Christmas present for my darling. This was actually meant to be a private piece, but oh well, I'd have a hard time keeping it to myself. Okay, so she's in a relationship. And I don't like mugshots. I don't think they're fun. So we're gonna go ahead and pull over this new portrait for now. That's a much happier photo. Okay, so something popped up here. She's having a chat. Unknown person, hey you. Hey Josie. I can't seem to find my credit card. I assume you took it, right? You got me, Sherlock. He doesn't seem mad. In the middle of buying all of Bonton with that platinum card I lifted from your desk. Can't stop me now. Well, luckily for you, I don't mind you going on a splurge as long as you pick up some wine for dinner. Okay, so we're going to disable this because it says that she stole a credit card, and he is clearly not upset by it. In fact, even knew it was her kind of to begin with. Wine, what does Joseph Langley, my fearless attorney and all-around badass, have in mind this time? Prob's just a business call from one of his favorite clients. Actually, yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. Very serious business, Cassandra. I thought as much. Guess I better pick up shitloads of wine. You'll have to get this client of yours pretty buzzed to handle all that business. One bottle should be fine. She's a lightweight. Oh, whatever. I guess I shouldn't pick up some of those party pills from Big Pharma, aka my parents, then. Oh, come on, I was only teasing. Speaking of your parents, when are you going to tell them about us? Ugh, yeah, maybe. Gotta go now. Text you later, XOXO. Okay, so first off, she is daughter of pharmaceutical entrepreneurs. Lots of money in medicine. Watergate, pharma entrepreneurs, that does ring a bell. And unlocked something else, it looks like. And scroll back up. She's talking to Joseph Langley, her lawyer. Although it does sound like she's a bit more close to him than just lawyer and client. You now have a profile for a related person. It can be accessed via the profiler. Data chunks will only appear for targeted persons and can only be extracted into their relevant profiles. Okay, so if I go here, okay, there's Cassandra and she's connected to Joseph. He's not a target, so I can't pull anything to him. It'll just update anything that is connected to Cassandra. Okay. Oh, a couple different things. Let's see here. Well, let's do this one first. Investigation into... Orwell informs me you just encountered conflicted data chunks. Whenever the content of two data chunks are at odds with one another, those will be shown as conflicted. When you extract one of the data chunks containing a conflict, the others will become invalid immediately. I'd highly recommend that you clarify the context of the conflict before you proceed, though this is your decision. Once the information has been parsed, there is no way to reverse the choice. And that's why we have to be very careful. Alright. Investigation into the malicious injury of a police officer has been dropped due to lack of evidence. Speculated that the accused parents manipulated the trial. Well, if she is the daughter of very rich pharmaceutical people, that might explain it. Okay. The case that has been at the center of the media attention for the last month has finally come to an end. Cassandra W. was acquitted of the alleged assault against a police officer before the trial took place, with the case being closed due to lack of evidence yesterday. However, the case might be reopened should new evidence be discovered. The suspect's lawyer, Joseph Langley, pictured above, welcomed this outcome. At no point has there ever been any valid evidence that my client was guilty. At no point at all. The revered defense attorney commented during a post-trial press gathering. The defense successfully brought video evidence depicting the incident in question, which eventually turned the tide of the proceedings. Meanwhile, the relatives of the victim expressed their disappointment on hearing the result of the lawsuit. They openly voiced their concerns that the wealthy family of the accused might have influenced the outcome in her favor. The victim, a father of 2 sons, was rushed into hospital after the incident in mid-July, where he is still in an induced coma unresponsive to treatment. Okay, so the conflict is that it was closed due to lack of evidence, or if it was closed because of her family's money. So with that in mind, we'll wait to do that. We'll look a little bit more into her and her past and her family. Okay, so Watergate Pharmaceuticals. They have a number of medicine. Let's see, cough drops, aspirin and migraine medication, increases concentration and cerebral performance, arthritis, joint pain, antidepressants, all-around painkillers. Looks like this is like melatonin, sleeping pills. So those are the most popular products. Let's look at the company. The name Watergate has been inseparable from progression and improvement of pharmaceutical research for more than 80 years. Watergate Pharmaceuticals is one of the nation's leading companies in the area of medicine, and at the same time is the largest medication exporter to all areas of the world. So yes, she has a very rich family. The business of Watergate Pharmaceuticals Incorporated has been in the hands of the Watergate family, owning and managing the firm ever since its foundation in 1931. Bruno Watergate is the chief executive officer of Watergate Pharmaceuticals. He is the grandson of the founder, Edgar Watergate. Apart from working in the family business, Mr. Watergate is also the founder of the Central Pharmacy Congress and head of the charity foundation Children of Parges. Dr. Alice Watergate, co-partner of the firm with her husband Bruno, holds a PhD in biology and chemistry. She leads the research and development laboratories here at Watergate Pharmaceuticals. Oh, Cassandra Watergate. She is Alice and Bruno's daughter. So, relationships, pull that over. Carrying the family tradition to the next generation. Now I see, keeping it a family affair. Okay, carrying the family tradition to the next generation, Alice's and Bruno's daughter Cassandra will be joining the executive ranks. Her business acumen and unique flair will write the next chapter of our 85-year-strong legacy. She was the junior COO. So if she quit that job, I guess that way everything stays in the family. Being an artist and a junior COO seems quite odd. She also mentioned she'd quit a dull job, didn't she? So while I'm not done looking at this page, there was another link. Documents that you have already reviewed may be updated from time to time as events unfold. The reader will notify you when that happens. The National Beholder just published a new article. You may want to take a look and see if there's any new information available. Okay, I will look at that when I'm done looking here. Jobs. Watergate Pharmaceuticals is currently looking for suitable candidates for the following positions. Please address all applications. Oh, Chief Operating Officer. Currently looking for a Chief Operating... urgently looking. Okay, so she is no longer working for her family's company. Or maybe I was wrong and nothing stays in the family. Ouch. This is probably what she meant about quitting her job. Good. They want a lot of expectations. They offer some stuff. Research internship. Okay. Let's go back here. So the other thing that I've noticed is that with this reader here, if it's got this little symbol on it, that means that there's still a data chunk that I can pull over. In this case, it's the portrait. But if this was a former picture and she currently has a blue hair, I'm just going to disable this because I would rather keep current things there. Okay. Headlines are updated. Crime rate continues to drop. We already did this one, so this is the new one. The Ministry of Security has presented the latest numbers on crime statistics in the country. Never before have there been so few violent crimes. There was just a bombing. How does that mean few violent crimes? On Thursday morning, the Ministry of Security published the new crime statistic report for the preceding year. According to the report, the number of recorded criminal offenses decreased by 4.8% in comparison to last year. The crime rates have been continuously declining over the past several years as a direct result of the implementation of the Safety Bill. Secretary of Security Catherine Delacroix appeared very pleased by these numbers and declared this development an outstanding result of successful safety policy. When confronted with the recent assault in Bonton, she once again admitted the ambitious goals of the government have not yet been accomplished. She further mentioned that activities are currently being established which will have a considerable impact preventing further incidents. She's probably talking about us. But what is the Safety Bill? Safety Bill is a collection of safety-centered laws and statutes created with the ultimate goal to protect the freedom of the nation's citizens. Central to the Safety Bill is a simplified, sped-up process of taking investigative measures against criminal suspects and their prosecution, as well as a provision of an increased budget for safety-related expenses. The Safety Bill also paved the way for stricter regulations concerning immigration and general travel into or transiting through the nation. It also became mandatory to inform employers whenever an applicant or employee is an ex-convict or otherwise regarded potentially dangerous. Since the Safety Bill has come into effect in 2011, the total numbers of acts of crime and terrorism committed have been decreasing continuously, and the trend is ongoing to date. The Parta's peacekeeping mission. Terrorist incident of 2008 was a terrible consequence of premature retreat of our troops from Parjas, a region torn by civil unrest for years. By the order of the previous government, to fix our predecessors' mistakes, the party, when elected in 2009, immediately made preparations to send our highly reliable soldiers back to safeguard the region for the good of the inhabitants of both countries alike. After the Parjas peacekeeping mission had been signed in 2011, our troops were sent off to the neighboring country to perform the tasks, including distribution of aid packages containing food in addition to health and hygiene products to the mostly impoverished population, the rebuilding of infrastructure, particularly hospitals and schools, upholding the law and public order alongside the removal of war relics such as anti-personnel mines or unexploded bombshells, training local police and military forces. Due to a recent stabilization in the Parjas, we have been able to reduce the number of station forces while leaving the overall goals of the peacekeeping mission intact. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, overall, it looks like they're doing well. Though they are also being just policing another country. How to participate with the party. And the party seems like it's just like we have Republicans and Democrats. This is just the party. That's their, let's see, the people who are members of the party. The Prime Minister. And one of the things with this is, this game there is a lot of reading, and I am not going to read every single thing out. Only if it really becomes important or if it seems like it might be important. Secretary of Economy and Trade. Okay, this is the lady who is basically in charge of everything that's security-wise, and because of that, I believe she is in charge of Orwell as well, since we are trying to keep security by investigating everybody. She is the Ministry of Security dedicated to the purpose of improving the nation's safety on the interior, was formed directly after elections in 2009, just as originally proposed by Catherine Delacroix. Mrs. Delacroix was subsequently granted the position of the first Secretary of Security. She is best known for the inception of the Safety Bill, elevating security standards in the country to a new level. and then Secretary of Defense. And he created the Parge's peacekeeping mission. Which we had already looked at this page. Okay. Positions are 5 pillars for a great nation. Safety and security, economy and commerce, values and tradition, migration and foreign affairs, education and health. Some part of me is a little concerned that education and health is like the 5th pillar and not higher up on the list, though I would assume they're going to say they're all equally important. Okay, let's go back over here because we have this conflict that we have to resolve. Either there was no evidence or her family bailed her out. But she's no longer a part of the family company. They're looking for a new junior COO. So if she's not a part of her family's company, whether she quit or whatever, if they wanted her to remain within the company, remain as a part of the family, I feel like they would have bailed her out and not let her quit. So I feel like this one here, the lack of evidence, has to be the correct one. Because this as well is, there's no evidence that supports this, especially given everything else. No. No, thank you. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pull the lack of evidence over, because I feel that is correct, given the situation with the family. Okay, this is what I figured. A pity that the CCTV feed did not actually help. Maybe it will today. Currently, I am thinking that our Miss Watergate underwent quite a radical change, don't you agree? Let's find out what happened in between these 2 lives of hers. What may have caused this radical shift? Okay, well, she has a timeline. This makes me think of Facebook. So, now we have her birthday. And she likes art, music, and activism. The activism thing is a little concerning with everything that's going on. The fact that she was charged for assault at a protest. Art, music, activism, what a lineup. I could put this picture for her new profile. I'm not sure which of the 2 is more accurate, but I think we'll keep this one because this one looks a little bit more professional, I guess. But if I need to, and I want to switch it, I can re-enable this so I can pull it. She likes the targets, which I'm not sure what that is. Painting Alice in Wonderland and her cat Kikiko. Aw, look at her kitty cat. He's cute. I really kind of like that all of the pictures of everybody, if you look closely, they're all these like just pixelated, not even pixelated, they're just the geometric shape designs. I think it's really interesting because it's not like an actual picture or anything like that, but it still makes a picture, especially like when you look at this and you can see all the different triangles and stuff in there that make the design, but then you see it smaller and it doesn't really, you don't see that, it just looks like a picture. I think it's really interesting. Alright, March 1st, 2017, first day in freedom, far away from the shackles of Watergate Pharma. Who's going to pay for your stuff now? I'm not daddy's little girl anymore. Art already got me a lot of money, more than pay all my bills. Okay. January 29th, 2017. Finally managed to destroy us entirely. There is nothing left to do but congratulate you. These are my personal wishes to you from the deepest abyss of my heart. Fuck all you government lackeys. She opposes the government vehemently. Okay, well, she is interested in activism. And she was arrested for assault on a police officer, but we don't know what happened that she assaulted the police officer. And we don't really know anything else about her. So I'm going to wait to pull this over because I don't want her to... Some of this might have come from everything with the trial, too. Alright, a broken friendship with Mary Bly. Mary, just shut your freaking mouth, okay? I am not in the mood for your stupid act. I told you again and again I cannot deal with this right now. Okay, you know what? I'm really sorry that I still care about my best friend, no matter how often she decides to give me the cold shoulder. But in that case, it's in the past now. Oh. She is in a relationship with her lawyer. I did say that that chat seemed a lot more than just lawyer and client. Especially since she took his credit card and he had no issues with that. With her lawyer, might be noteworthy. Okay, so this is a post about the Beholder actually wrote about me being freaking redeemed of this shit. But surprise, surprise, they had to mention the speculations over my parents buying me out. Makes the click counts go boom, doesn't it? So this is August. And not quite a month after this article, she gets into a relationship. So at least the trial is over. They didn't get into a relationship while he was acting as her lawyer in the trial. And then January 29th, she posted that thing about the government, and March 1st. So this might also have something to do, if you think about it, that would have been from the time of the trial to the time of her leaving. There was a couple of months, and I'm sure there was a lot of conflict between her and her parents before she left, so that may have been some of that as well. Okay, the case was closed on August 9th. She had a date August 10th, and then got into a relationship with him 2 weeks later. Okay, there are some other people here who were talking about how Harrison O'Donnell, 1,000 cams on the plaza, but no proof. We've shown the world this dirty surveillance machinery only exists to intimidate and to mislead the people into believing false promises. Cams for safety, one big lie. Wow, I'm so Juliet Carrington. Well, I'm so happy for you. I knew everything would be okay in the end. Shall we have an awesome Cassandra Freedom Party on Friday? Changed her profile picture to this in July. Yes, I did say the word party because that's what I was reading. Concert was amazing, so amazing I just had to give my hair a little makeover. So without further ado, how do you like it? So we went blue. All kinds of talking about blue hair, mommy and daddy not agreeing with it. I just assume you're going to bring all the snacks everybody needs, Pencil. Henceforth, Cassandra shall be known to the world as Casarthus. Casarthus is an alias? Is that what that is? I think that's an alias. Yes, had her alias name suggested to her by Juliet Carrington. Alright, well maybe she's used that as something and that can get us something else. Makes sense, I normally do that. An alias name. You know people on the web, so many names, so many identities. It's always good to record every alias, then we can match data chunks to the target persons whenever they are using them. Now I'd like to invite you to our little activist group if you want to join us. Would be nice to have you with us for the protest on the Freedom Plaza on Friday. Alright, well, we're probably going to have to investigate that guy, since he invited her to the activist group. An activist group? Is there anything more specific? Me who literally has a name pencil everywhere. Yes, yes, like that. Because I mean, you're hungry pencil here, your pencil case somewhere else. So, yeah, I would have to record all of those different names for you if you were a part of this that I was investigating. Discover this hot new band. Okay, so the targets are a band. Planning to try to go to them. Oh, here's the conflict. Mary is her best friend. Back in April 2016. They went to Paris. That's the Eiffel Tower. But that was April 12th, 2016. So by January 2017, she has a broken relationship with her, broken friendship. I guess because this is the more recent one, we'll mark that there's a broken friendship. How sad. It's always sad when a friendship is broken. I'm still on the fence of putting this over there, because this is just a comment. This doesn't... I don't know. I know she assaulted an officer, but we don't know why she assaulted the officer. So there's nothing else. This is just that one thing that I'm kind of on the fence about. So now we're going to go over to the listener, because there's another chat going on. Did you hear about the Freedom Plaza bombing? Yeah, don't remind me, you know I have a history with that place. Already fucking me up enough that I have to catch a bus from there every day. Too many bad memories, and now I was there just moments before this happened. Ugh, I never should have gone to that damn protest. Okay, well, if she has to catch a bus every day, it might be more coincidence than he thinks. What if she's going to a job or something? Meaning her presence there before the bombing could be coincidence after all. I'll reserve my thoughts until you find more evidence. Darling, you don't need to justify yourself to anybody, especially not to me. I was so happy when Goldfels accepted me into thought. I desperately wanted to go to prove my worth to the cause. Think of it this way, if you would not have gone to the protest, then you never would have been wrongfully indicted. Then we never would have met. Yeah, and I would not have been called a terrorist in all the papers. You are not a terrorist, okay? Ain't I? You sure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Ka-ching! Was that supposed to be my credit card in a cash register? Something like that, I guess. I hope you like Chateau Margaux. Great, so you've decided to bankrupt me. Apparently that is a very expensive wine. Yes, sir, I'm always ready to pull the money out of innocent pockets. Anyway, I got the good stuff. Now I'm headed to my handsome boyfriend Joseph for dinner. Uh, that's not a good start. Here's the thing. I've got an important appointment tonight. It's surprisingly out of schedule, and I can't postpone it. You've got to be kidding me. I'm very sorry, darling. We'll see each other tomorrow. You always have an appointment. Appointment here, appointment there, appointment every fucking where. How can you constantly do this to me? Darling, please just calm down. Have you taken your Methorin? Yes, damn it. I remember seeing that on the website. I just don't remember which one it was for. Is the only thing that matters to you that I am on fucking happy pills all day, darling? Please, it's nothing like that and you know it. So I keep my mouth shut whenever you leave me hanging. If I don't show up at this appointment, I risk losing a very important client. Fine. Don't you understand that? Oh no, I totally understand. Don't you risk losing that very important client of yours now. Cassie, don't be like that. I get it. I guess I'm just not an important client anymore. Oh, come on, Cassie. Going home now in case I'm getting up on that priority list of yours anytime soon. Please. And the session was closed. Okay, so she is on a medication, her happy pills, which leads me to believe that's the antidepressant. What's this Methorin? Can you look that up for me, please? And there was one other one. I was so happy when Goldfels accepted me into thought. Since she wanted to go to the protest, because of that, there has to be an activist group called Thought. Interesting. Maybe this is what influenced her. And who is Goldfels? We should find something that shows her current attitude and see if we're following the right person. Okay, back over here. And we have the overview of the thoughts are free. If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. George Orwell. Welcome to the Thought blog. Pick an entry below. Okay, well, if we're going to go through entries, I'm going to start with the first one. Article is private. Guess I'm not starting at the first one. Oh. Looks like I'm going to go to that page for all of these but the last one. Published in September by Catharsis. And I already have that information. So, let's read her article. It's cams. Cams everywhere, even at the Freedom Plaza. Is it just me, or is that more than just a little bit, I don't know, ironic? You probably all know me as either that blue-haired punk bitch, stupid cunt, or anti-governmental terrorist. These are only some of the names I've been called during the criminal investigation against me. That was just because in the middle of the chaos, someone believed to have seen me hurt a police officer. It never even occurred to anybody that it wasn't me. We were there because we wanted a peaceful protest. We have always been against violence. What's gotta hurt, pencil? The names that she was called? One would assume that in an age where there are cams everywhere, it should be easy to prove whether I was at all involved or not, but it wasn't. It took weeks of investigative custody to figure out that the cam footage was actually not clearly showing anything at all. Which raises the question, why are there so many cams in the first place? The answer is intimidation only. You keep calm, quiet, and careful when there are cameras around, or you fear that there are cameras where you cannot see. When founding this blog years ago, Abraham predicted pretty much this for all of the web, and now it's in our real lives too. All those, yes. I mean, depending on what actually happened, yeah, it was probably very hurtful. We have been brought to the Freedom Memorial since we were kids at school. We were told lavish tales about the founders of the nation, told to show national pride. And I know what you're thinking now. The thing is damn ugly. What is that donut even? The Let Freedom Ring? But the statement behind this ridiculously enormous heap of stones should be clear. In the middle of the Capitol there is a symbol of freedom. Comprehensible symbolism for everyone, isn't it? with the cameras there, this is now the plaza of unfreedom, if anything at all. It's sad that I have been called some of those words. I'm sorry, Pencil. That is sad. I don't think you should ever be called that. Alright, we were there because we wanted a peaceful protest. We've always been against violence. Okay, so we're gonna have to see where this conflicting bit is. Abraham predicted pretty much. Oh, okay. Are thoughts still free? I propose to consider the question, are our thoughts still free? While this might seem to be a surprising question, in our current world of ever-growing digital surveillance, freedom of thought is no longer self-evident. Dear reader, there's a German folk song called The Thoughts Are Free. It goes like this. Thoughts are free, who can guess them? They fly like nocturnal shadows. No man can know them, no hunter can shoot them with powder and lead. Thoughts are free. I think what I want and what delights me, still always reticent, and as it is suitable. My wish and desire no one can deny me, and so it will always be. The thoughts are free. And if I am thrown into the darkest dungeon, all these are futile works, because my thoughts tear all gates and walls apart. Thoughts are free. When I was still young, long before I immigrated to the nation in 1993, I believed this to be a universal truth, that there are no borders for thoughts and no rules for what is and or is not allowed to be thought. This was not because I thought people should be so tolerant, not at all. Instead, I simply held it dear that nobody except for ourselves, really knows what is going on in our heads until we choose to reveal it. Yesterday, a question crossed my mind. If the increasing interconnectedness of humans via modern technology serves more and more as a collective memory and brain of our society, and there is an institution that is capable of monitoring every bitstream of it, how can thoughts still be free? Is it not likely that we will communicate only under great mental reservation to hold on to our knowledge, which means as a final consequence we will stop thinking? When I think of the increasingly aggressive operations of the surveillance machinery in the nation, I truly fear the answer to this question. That is why I created this blog. I want to encourage alternatives to the total control and safety bigotry of this digital world. Yours sincerely, A. Goldfells. It's interesting. Interesting name, by the way. Stumbled on your new blog. Some truth you tell here. Delighted to have a first follower. Search engine optimization dependent. Click here. It's interesting because how much of this applies to what's going on now? I mean, all of the world is digital. So, I mean, could this entire game become reality? It's a kind of scary thought when you think about it. Alright. Someone who had the grit and explosives to show how futile surveillance is. Sees assault justified for showing the futility of surveillance. Thousands of cameras pointing to a target and Big Bang still happens. I haven't laughed like this for ages. What now, Miss Delacroix? What now? Really, Cassie? You laughing at people being killed? Or are you out of your mind? Okay. Well, so it's either this one, where the assault is justified, which, given what she's been through with the trial against her and all of that, I mean, that can certainly change someone's mindset to the government. But with this, I mean, they wanted a peaceful protest. So does she still believe in the peaceful protest? Or is she more... Now, this was today's thing. But she was just talking about that to Joseph, and then ended in a fight, and that was posted after the fight. So, is it blown out of proportion because of emotions like this? Let's see. So she doesn't like being at the Freedom Plaza. It messes with her. Too many bad memories every time she's got to be there. And what we've seen of her in her life so far, just from the little snippet of conversation, previous one, and this one, up until they got into a fight, it's sad that she doesn't like the Freedom Donut. I love donuts. Yes, donuts are very good. I think... Yeah, it doesn't show the memorial anymore, but she was talking about if you were watching the starting footage, when the bombing actually happened, there was this big statue here that was holding up like this big gold ring, and I think that's what she was talking about. Oh yes, we gotta find out what her methrin is. Methrin is an antidepressant. She might be emotionally unstable if she's reliant on this medication. Okay, so if she is emotionally unstable as well, that leads me to believe that this is more out of between the emotionally unstable because of the antidepressant and the fact that she was in a fight with her boyfriend right before she posted this, and then you add in that she already feels messed up having to go to here. She doesn't want to be here, so if she doesn't want to be here, why would she try to blow it up? Especially where she was right there beforehand. She's gonna be investigated, so I feel like this is just her venting in a way. So I'm gonna post. It was here. We're gonna put this one. I think she's still technically wants things to be peaceful. She doesn't want to be violent. If you think that is her actual attitude, we might be barking up the wrong tree after all. Alright, what we found out so far is all good and interesting, but I think we should be searching for something a little more concrete. We have to dig deeper. Oh, she's talking with... This was one of the people that was commenting on her blog. Hi Cassie, hi Jules. Cassie, I just wanted to know your post on timelines about this assault. You really shouldn't write something like that. Really, Jules, you're not going to preach to me about this stupid post, are you? No? I just wanted to know what's wrong, Cassie. It's nothing. Just between the two of us. Well, just between the three of us. I had to let off steam, you know? It's because of what happened, isn't it? Yeah, lots and lots of other shit today. So I was right. It was mostly venting. Bombing stirred up all this crap again, you know? What I did. What happened there wasn't your fault. You heard that officer to save me and you succeeded. You mustn't forget about that. So brave. How could it not have been my fault, Julie? I smashed the freaking skull of a father of 2 children because I lost it. Fuck. Okay. Who knows what would have happened if you hadn't stopped him, and this is why you should really remove this post. I feel like an asshole, the worst kind of asshole. I might be free, but not rightly so. I'm not innocent. Oh, Cassie, nobody is innocent. You'll have to let it go. Session was closed. Okay. So, Okay, that is a lot to unpack in just a couple of statements there. Juliet says that she did it to save her. We don't know what was going on that she needed to save her. And Cassandra, I smashed the skull of a father of 2 children because I lost it. Which could have something to do with her medication, but she clearly has guilt over what she did. I mean, you can see that in everything else that she says. She feels like an asshole. She might be free, but not rightly so. She doesn't feel innocent. That's a lot of stuff to carry around. And if someone else who was there believes it was done in protection, and she's just focusing on the act itself. So we're going to say it was done in defense of someone else. Because I like to believe the best in people when I can. As much of a sarcastic asshole as I can be. What? Where did that come from now? This is perfect. We can arrest her and open the investigation again. However, we probably won't be able to hold her for long if it really happened in defense of this Juliet. Very good work. The intervention team is already on its way. We'll need to wait for the confirmation. In Miss Watergate's case, it was not a problem to get her address with the help of the local police due to her former record. Okay. Oh. I thought about what you said. Maybe you're right. I should take the post down. It'd be better, believe me. Wait a sec, somebody's at the door. Be right back. Okay, I'll wait. She's not gonna come back, is she? Because he just said that the intervention team was already on their way for her. By the way, how is your boyfriend? You're still together? You haven't been talking about him that much lately? Well, not as much as before. Hello? Are you still there? Cassie? Okay. I'll inquire if all went well with arresting Miss Watergate. You did a good job in any case. Although we have no proof she's involved in the bombing, we might be able to question her. But if we don't get clear evidence she was involved in the assault, she will not stay there for long. We don't have enough against her to charge and hold her. Okay, just received confirmation that she is now in custody. Very good work indeed. I'm curious about this thought group, though, whether they... Oh, God. No. Take a look at the news. Oh, great. There's a second explosion. That is horrible. 2 dead, similar approach, same letter found, so these assaults are connected. And if that wasn't enough already, Miss Watergate was in custody at the time of the attack, so that's her out of the picture, at least for this attack. This complicates matters massively, so much for our simple test case. I need to speak to my superior, see how we are to proceed, given these extenuating circumstances. You did good today. You can log off and get some rest by clicking the button at the top right of the desktop. Try and get some sleep. I have a feeling the next few days are going to be trying at best. Okay. Well, let's... Oh, the bombing is now at a university. Half an hour ago, an explosion occurred at the campus of Bonton University. According to latest reports, at least 2 people were killed, with a further 3 injured severely. The area was evacuated immediately. According to yet unconfirmed statements, the city administration office in Bonton received an anonymous letter just minutes prior to the detonation, which again contained the first 3 stanzas of the German folk song. I am not going to try to pronounce that again. The thoughts are free. Exactly like the letter received before the assault on the Freedom Plaza yesterday. We will inform you about any developments on this event as soon as further details are available. Yay! so that was the only thing on the headlines. Well, now here is my question, because this is the only thing left to put up. Do I put this up, or do I not? Does she oppose the government vehemently? Everything I've seen looks like she's opposed to the government, but hasn't really had a whole lot to do since. But I've already said she has an adverse attitude towards violence. So maybe putting this in won't be so bad because she doesn't like violence. So this kind of makes me think it would be more like a verbal sort of thing. So let's go ahead and add this. Well, Miss Watergate, we aren't too fond of you either. Looking at what you've extracted so far, we're dealing with a potentially dangerous personality. I will indicate that to law enforcement. Okay, so I just made her potentially dangerous. But there's nothing else left that I can put in. This one, and these two were portraits. This one was saying that she lived in Wonderland, which would not have been accurate. And this one I chose to disable because she is not a thief. Because he knew about it. So I guess there's nothing more, so we'll go on to the next day. Yes, all unprocessed data chunks will expire, but I have literally gone through everything, so yes. And now we get to see everything we have found out. Assault on Freedom Plaza. Severe assault occurred at the Freedom Plaza yesterday. Cassandra Watergate was present there prior to the assault and is thus being investigated. Activist group Thought. Hints of involvement of an activist group named Thought have been found. A second assault at Stelligan University occurred, seemingly connected to the first. This suggests Cassandra Watergate is either not the only perpetrator or not involved at all. She has been criminally charged with injury of a police officer at a past protest at the Freedom Plaza. She's an artist. Former criminal case was closed due to lack of evidence. She is in a relationship with her lawyer. She seems to have undergone a radical change after she joined the activist group Thought. Juliet Carrington claimed that Cassandra defended her by injuring the police officer. Collected data shows that a potentially dangerous personality. More thorough investigation by law enforcement is suggested. An arrest has been made. Next day. Day 2. We'll see how this one goes. A place where there is no darkness. Welcome back. I hope you don't mind if we get started right away. We have tons of work ahead of us. I met with my superiors and they wish to continue with the test case. They believe in the capability of Orwell to handle this. Oh, and you, of course. My superiors agree with me based on the information you have already extracted. The activist group known as Thought is worth investigating. It seems that this Goldfels is an important member of Thought, so we now have clearance to consider them as a target person. Now that Goldfels is a target person, there may be new data chunks available in documents you have already accessed. Don't forget to go back and recheck your sources. Okay. So now we can look into this guy. Which he had a picture on the blog, so we will use this. registered since March 2012. December. Last login was December of 2016, so he hasn't logged in 4 months. So, let's look at his blog. He mentions this, because this song is what's being written in all of the letters they get before the bombings. So the fact that he mentions it is important. The letter, we are right, it seems. He is an immigrant to the nation from Germany. And he created the blog. The Thought, an activist group with the same name as this blog. If Goldfels is the one who created the blog, perhaps he founded or even was the leader of the activist group. That makes sense. Alright. Okay, back to Cassandra. Reconsidering the assault on a police officer. Suspect was arrested in her flat. She willingly opened the door and cooperated with the arresting officer after having the warrant announced and her rights read to her. Okay, well at least she was cooperative. We have headlines. Connections between bomb and bombings evident. Timelines and rows and around. Okay, well let's look at these just so I don't keep having things to... It's gonna be rainy. Oh, and there's a new thing here. Timelines and Rosen announce cooperation. Biggest social network, Timelines, announced major cooperation with software giant Rosen Technology. So that would be like Microsoft and Facebook. But does not apply right now. The Bonton bombings evident. The bombing that occurred yesterday at Stelican University seems to be connected to the attack against Freedom Plaza earlier this week. This is the conclusion of the police division who is investigating the cases. In both assaults, a similar explosive device created with pure malevolence appeared to have been used, police spokeswoman Steele said. The letters received prior to the assault seem to support this suspicion, and while their meaning is still puzzling investigators. According to rumors, and theorizing the number of stanzas might represent the number of bombings, which in turn raises the question to whether there might be another bombing yet to occur. We understand that some people jump to this conclusion, but there is no good reason to believe this. Steele answered when confronted with this theory during a press conference. Meanwhile, Stelican University has declared that normal operation cannot continue under the circumstances, so they will be closing their doors for the time being. That is very understandable. If a university is bombed, it closes. The university has also put up a special front page to pay their respects to the assault's victims. See the above image. Okay, I can go read this, but we're gonna go... Joseph is trying to get in contact with Cassie, but Cassie is in custody right now and is not going to be able to respond. Massively influential client. Trying to get a meeting for months. You are apologizing to someone who is not there, dude. I am sorry to tell you that. Sometimes I wish I could, like, insert and kind of give them a heads up. But I can't do that. So, let's go take a look at this new entry that I now have access to. Thought must change direction. I thoroughly believed we were able to capture minds, if only we could garner attention on thought as a group, and what we stand for. It seems my ambition was once again too much. After 1.5 years recruiting 2 of my students and arranging 3 demonstrations like the one held at Freedom Plaza, I feel obliged to ask myself where we stand. Have we reached our goal? What has been sacrificed along the way? In short, are we true to the initial goal that formed the group? Frankly, and sadly, the answer to the latter is a resounding no. We let ourselves be consumed by anger and hatred toward those we thought to do us wrong. Thoughts are free, but that does in no way mean that they can attack and do whatever they wish. Instead of blaming others, I now see my high aims might well be the cause for all the events of these past months. More than anyone else have thought, I feel responsible. As a consequence, I will halt my active engagement in this group. I firmly believe it shall be the better for everyone involved, especially my students from Stelligan. Yours sincerely, A. Goldfells. With a comment, please reconsider. Guy hurt, there was only a goddamn cop. They had it coming for long. It was messy, I know, all the way back to the thing I messed up organizing, but hell, look at the bright side. We made the news. This was the what we wanted. What you wanted. Okay. So, if we put this in, it hints at a troubled passive thought, and that he reacts with hatred and anger of the troubled passive thought. But that doesn't, we're letting ourselves do that, but that doesn't mean that's how he's acting. With this one, both of them hint at a troubled passive thought, but with this one he feels responsible for the troubled path, and he's taking responsibility, and I feel just the way this is written, this is the more accurate one. He is not actually reacting with hatred and anger. He feels responsible about the events. And we see this time and time again throughout history and throughout, even modern day things, that someone starts something with high beliefs, peaceful beliefs, they want things to go well, they get other people involved, and those other people kind of escalate matters past what they can control, what the original person can control. So I feel this one is the accurate one. A troubled past. We'll have to get to the bottom of this. So, on top of that, Thought held 3 demonstrations, and he recruited 2 students. 3 demonstrations. More interesting might be that 2 students seem to be involved, and if they were his students, he worked at Stellingen. What now, Stelligan? The same Stelligan where a bomb just exploded? You know what I think about coincidences? I won't repeat it. So far, the evidence suggests that Goldfells was a prominent lecturer at Stelligan, and some of his students became involved in thought. Did he, recruit them for his cause? We need to identify those students, see who else is involved with the group. Now, he resigned from active engagement in thought. So, who took over? Whatever active engagement means, still an interesting fact. Okay. Well, he was a lecturer at Stelligan, so we'll go to the Stelligan. Suspect of Bonton bombings arrested. First suspect in connection with assaults arrested. Woman arrested in connection with recent attacks in Bonton. A couple minutes ago, the Bonton Police Department reported that an arrest in connection with the recent bombings in the capital has been made. A young woman has been brought into custody thanks to investigation efforts of a special task force, the police spokesman Kaufman said. Apparently, I am that special task force. How the woman is related to the bomb attacks Kaufman did not cover. However, it is rumored that the suspect is well known to authorities by other incidents. Okay, so that was on the headlines. Back to the memorial. Knowledge, science, wisdom, at sometimes all remain silent. Continue to the main page. Okay, so this is the university's website. Talking about the tragedy of the bombing and remaining closed until further notice. Their canteen is apparently elected the best public dining hall in the nation's best competition. You'd like that, Pencil? They have the best public dining hall. Wonder what they serve. In the recent time, we have tried to be fearless about our services and trying something new, something that just may not have worked. We were very happy to receive this honor as a direct consequence of those efforts. Well, they were the winner. They better have sandwiches or I will riot. Well, it's a public dining hall, basically the canteen of a university, so I'm sure they have sandwiches. That seems to be an easy staple for universities. Grab a sandwich and go kind of thing. Courses. Oh. This course is currently unavailable due to Representative Professor A. Goldfels having retired. His name is Abraham. He was a Abraham it is, well done. Professorship in the field of media ethics. And then he retired in fall 2016. So a couple months after the Freedom Plaza protest. Did you notice the bombing locations seem to be closely connected to thought? There could be a pattern emerging. Thought has held 3 demonstrations, yet there have only been 2 bombings, which might imply, well, it's definitely a shot in the dark, but we absolutely need to do everything we can to prevent another attack. Take a close look at the past of each member with thought. Find out the locations of all demos they have held. That might yield a hint. Okay. He retired in fall, but I almost wonder if this would be a better profile picture. Because this was the one from the blog that he founded like years ago. He still wears bow ties though, it looks like. We'll use this. New profile picture. I feel like the university ones would be better kept up to date than something somebody would just upload onto a blog. So, most recent picture, I guess. He was a journalist for Der Reporter, and that is probably a very bad pronunciation of that. I do not speak German. Also chairman of the Global Media Ethics Congress. Okay. Chairman of an ethical congress. Just the average run-of-the-mill terrorist trait. Dude, you are so sarcastic. That's a whole lot of information about this Goldfels, yet only one other page could be indexed. Very strange indeed. I think the next course of action should be to look for the other people of this thought group, like the students he mentioned. I will get there, dude! I understand that there has been a bombing, but I would like to be thorough, thank you very much. I'm not gonna just throw people under the bus that don't deserve it. He wrote a book called The Thoughts Are Free. Well, what do you say to that? He literally wrote the book. Yes, he did. Notable alumni. Orlando Buford. Oh look, it's Secretary of Security. And it's the lawyer, Joseph Langley. Attendee list. Okay. Alright, well, he left the university in fall of 2016, so he wouldn't be here in the winter semester. So let's look at the summer semester right before. And he was media ethics. Abraham Goldfells. Who was in his class? Okay. Both of these people talked to Cassandra. Harrison O'Donnell. Yes, we've seen that name connected to Miss Watergate. I'll report this right away. We've been authorized to consider Harrison O'Donnell a target person. Now there's some more work for you. Congrats. Thanks. Appreciate the extra work. Not done here. Because we also have Miss Juliet Carrington, who Cassie was talking to. We've seen this name before, haven't we? Right? She was a friend of Miss Watergate. Now it also appears she was a student of Abraham Goldfells. I think that's enough to warrant a report. Give me a few minutes. Alright, we have authorization to investigate Miss Carrington. Okay. Harrison and Juliet, those must be Abraham Goldfells students within thought. Well done. And now I can get access to their timelines. And it doesn't look like anything new, because it usually shows over here if there's something new that's popped up. So, let's work on Harrison first, I guess. They'll give a profile pic. His occupation is media punk. We're gonna hold off on that. Deleted by the user. Deleted by the user. Deleted by the... Okay. Delete multiple posts from timeline. Sure. Do we have something to hide then, Mr. O'Donnell? In a relationship with Juliet Carrington, member of a band, but it's in conflict with something. Why don't you go ask Juliet out right away? Easily jealous. Sure, we'll say he's easily jealous. I mean, it's not like it's that difficult for somebody to become jealous. Especially if you're dating someone, potentially. And I don't really want to put in media punk. That just seems weird. Let's look at Juliet then. Juliet will give this picture. She is a PR assistant at Rosen Tech. Birthday. She lives in Farview. Interests. Why not? Farview Public Library, Cafe Chestnut, Targets, Delian University. She went dancing. Never feels a good time. Bored to death. Here, Josie got something for you. She doesn't really like going out, though. I don't really like going out either, so I can totally understand that. I mean, look at her interests. Playing the guitar, singing, books, board games. I get that. Okay. So this is one of those clips. I'm going to disable this one so it stops popping up for me. But this is one of the reasons that the program of Orwell needs to have a human counterpart to actually look at how things are written. Because Orwell takes this clip and says, oh, well, Cassandra Watergate engages in torture. But if you read the way it's written, it says, I'll be there in a half hour, that torture and cruelty by my friend. Now, where is the Amnesty International where you actually need him with a smiley face? This is clearly said in jest. So we don't want this. Okay. Happy birthday, honey. Good to have you back. To mark the occasion, we decided to update your profile on our family page. Hope you like it. Okay, we will get back to that. No one took notice. Nobody cares. Nobody. December 19th, 2016. What did Harry do this time? Jesus, as much as I like him, really need to ditch him. Maybe people would care if you would be, I don't know, less enigmatic. I mean, that is true, because, you know, she's not exactly pointing anything out there. Left. Then she leaves Stella again. She first met Cassandra Watergate at the Freedom Plaza protest. Okay, that's good information to have. She stood up for me regardless, so that supports the in defense. How come you care so much about politics now? I'm not surprised you stand up for your beliefs. Okay, so she's recently increased political involving. First Miss Watergate, now her. Is there some sort of brainwashing going on? So we're going to go to her family page. We are the Carringtons. And then you've got April, May, June, and Juliet. That's funny. Their 4 daughters are April, May, June, and Juliet. But we have more information about her here. We have a more specific date. She was born on Valentine's Day. Her favorite food is banana nut muffins. To which he says, yum. If we fail to prevent the next assault due to you processing random data, I won't be taking the fall. Okay, it might seem random, but you never know what might actually help. Yes, I like muffins too, Pencil, but I prefer, what are they? Poppy seed muffins. The lemon poppy seed ones to banana nut. Although I do also like a good blueberry muffin and a chocolate muffin. And cinnamon muffins. Favorite book, To Kill a Mockingbird. You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb inside of his skin and walk around in it. Harper Lee, To Kill a Mockingbird. I actually read that one. Great book. It is a very good book, and I do highly recommend it. Favorite color, red. You like lemon? Yes, lemon bread is good. Okay, I like a joke as much as the next person, but her favorite color, do you think that is pertinent information right now? Okay, you know what, dude, at this point, I'm gonna do it just because it pisses you off. There is an active bomb threat right now. Could you please focus on that? Her favorite pastime is playing the guitar. Just because you want to harp on me about stuff. Okay, her parents. And her studies of media economics. Okay. She's currently single. Okay, so this was updated on her birthday. Okay, I will get back to that. Juliet's timeline. On her birthday, when? Right here. So 2 months ago. And for him, this was almost a year ago. 9 months ago or so. So I'm going to take the more current information, which is that she is now single, and she's no longer a member of the band. Oh, I have 2 things now. Okay, well, let's go into her work stuff. You've actually eaten an entire loaf before. You had a bad stomach ache, but it was worth it. Lemon bread is probably one of my favorites. Okay, so this is the founder of Rosentech. The 10 Commandments. And there's something going on here. How is Cassandra? She's in custody. Hello, hi Cass, what happened yesterday? Hi Fi, how are you? Okay, Joseph is using Cassandra's account. I mean, they're wrong profile, right? They're in a relationship, so I mean that happens from time to time. Good, shopping is done. Glad to hear it. Hope you got some good things when you went shopping. Not too uncommon in a relationship, is it? That's what I just said, dude. Sorry, hi Joseph. Didn't know you had access to Cassie's account. Nice to finally talk to you. You too, Julia. Have you seen Cassandra since yesterday evening? Heard from her and all. I spoke to her last night via chat. She seemed quite upset about the whole Freedom Plaza thing and something else she wouldn't talk about. Then there was someone at her door, so she went to answer it and never came back. I assumed it was you. We were supposed to meet for dinner, but I had an unexpected meeting with a client. She wasn't exactly happy about the change of plans. She quit the chat and that was it. I haven't heard from her since. In that case, she's probably at home stewing away. Well, I just tried that, but she did give me the key to her flat 2 months ago. But no Cassie. Also, her PC was still on. I guess calling her work didn't work either. No, I tried, no answer. Damn, I hate myself right now. Did you set your number to private? Otherwise, she's probably just avoiding you. You got Stranger Things branded ice cream. Scoops ahoy. I still have not watched anything for Stranger Things, so I probably would not recognize that. Private is my default setting. After all, I am a lawyer. Why is this flagged? Oh, we're going to disable that because, again, that's a situation where Orwell does not realize that this is somebody else on this person's account, so that is not accurate to this person. Cassie told me you're funny. I think you shouldn't worry too much. It's probably nothing. When Cassie's mad, she usually goes and wanders around the city. She'll be back in no time. Yeah, she does get a bit fiery at times. We had an argument once, and, well, guess what happened? See, this is why I wanted to talk to you. I feel like sometimes you know her better than I do, and I'm her goddamn boyfriend. Oh, I doubt that somehow. I mean, you two were in this thought group together, right? You both went to the Freedom Plaza protest. And so I thought maybe you'd know other places that could be important for her or the two of you where she could be at. Freedom Plaza thought was organized by Thought, yeah, but Harrison did all the planning for it. I don't know much else. Oh, I see. I wish I could help, but I honestly don't have a clue. Well, thank you anyway, Juliet. Don't mention it. I'll text you when she turns up or if I get an idea. Alright, so this is in conflict with something else, and I don't know what it's in conflict with yet. Though I'm going to assume the conflict is going to be somebody else planned the protest. You know, Steve's sailor outfit in DBD, that's the ice cream parlor uniform from the place he worked. Oh, okay. I did kind of wonder what was up with the sailor outfit. Alright, so keep that in mind. We gotta find the conflict for that. We're gonna go back to her website for her work. We're looking at Juliet right now. And these are the 10 commandments of the place. But I don't think any of that is really important right now, and there's no data chunks for anything in that. So go to the next one, get in touch. Okay, head of vision shaping, head of PR. Oh, okay, well, this is Juliet. And it's got a telephone number. That means I can listen into her phone calls. Good work. The listener will also track incoming and outgoing telephone calls of numbers you've added. Yeah, it is kind of creepy that you get to listen to people's telephone calls. And I don't think I'm gonna take this portrait. I'll just keep this one that she's got. I'm probably going to at least finish this particular day for right now that I'm in, but I don't know how long it's going to be to get to all of that. Because as you can tell, what the hell? I still have to go through here. I have to figure out what the hell is going on here with the sites that I've already looked at. And I have a phone call I get to listen to. Plus anything else that happens before I can end the day. So I don't entirely know. Should I listen to the phone call first? Let's listen to the phone call first. Okay, so it's not vocal. It's just I get a closed caption of it. I'm not gonna read all of this though, because my voice is already starting to get a little home for dinner tonight. She lives with her parents, okay. She plans to go out. And to find her parents' address. She plans to go out. It's Friday and then Miss Carrington has plans to go out. Would normally be innocuous, but we know she actively dislikes going out. People are truly creatures of habits. Maybe she really does want to go out, but this seems a little odd. What is she really doing? Okay. How can you be so sure that I could just be as easily hit by a car on my way home to your lovely dinner? Okay, yeah, she's sunshine and roses, isn't she? Victor Rosen is her boss. Okay, we'll put that on there. Okay. Let's go back here because we need. Okay, that's helpful. That was quick. Her parents' address. Funny, this is right around the corner from where I live. Good to know. You're gonna tell me where you live then? Okay, what else is on here? There's something else on here that is prompting me. Oh, her portrait. Don't care. Harrison has something on his timeline. Oh, it's the media punk thing for him. Okay, I don't care about that right now. Let's look at the band. Okay, over to Harrison. Oh, that's quite an ego we've got there, haven't we? Oh, should I give this portrait? I mean, this at least shows his eyes, where the other one does not. Okay, former members. called Tubman. That's an alias. We'll give her her alias. Okay, back to Harrison. And I don't care about this portrait for her. It really likes giving multiple portraits for people. Play at the haunted house. It's been canceled. And Hancock also quit the band. Okay. The cell. Gotta make sure they get the good side of you in the picture. This is true. Oh, have to get to know Juliet, especially since she's the one organizing this. Okay. Now, Juliet said that Harrison organized it, but this is Cassandra as a comment of the first concert of theirs that she went to go see. So I'm going to assume that if she's saying this here, that she has to get to know Juliet, especially since she's the one organizing this, that there was some kind of an announcement at the concert stating that Juliet was the one organizing it. But Juliet says it was elsewhere. Now, Juliet said that most recently, but given everything that happened there, the protest, the fact that, you know, there was an officer injured in defense of her, and now the recent bombing there, I feel like she might not want to take credit that she did the planning. And I'm not sure which one is accurate, but I feel like Emotional would want to, like, say, well, they did it rather than me, for something like that. While this one here makes me think that it was announced at the concert, so may actually be more accurate. But, you know, hindsight being 20/20 and all, this seems more accurate, so I'm gonna use this one. So that Freedom Plaza demonstration was one of Thought's protests, not immensely surprising. 1 down, 2 more protest locations to go. Okay, is there any more? I will get to you in a minute. Wait, what is this? This is not a good picture for a portrait. We are not using this. And nothing really helpful on this page. Albums. Oh, would we like to listen to one of the songs by the band The Target? I wonder if it'll actually play something. What do you think? Should we try? It's got a good intro. Not the type of music I usually listen to. This is your jam pencil? I'll keep it running, at least while I'm on this page for you. This is the 8th track of one of their albums. Oh, we got Hancock's email. I have access to emails coming in out of this account. Pencil. I hope you enjoyed it. I have nothing left on this page. Okay. Phone call, email. Well, this came up first, so let's take a look at what's going on here. Holy crap. Wait, what the actual... The moment you open that doc, malicious code injection was detected in Orwell. We've had 47 attack warnings and still counting. What the hell is on that site? Okay. I have no idea what is going on here. Let's listen to the phone call first. It's so loud like me. I love this type of music. It makes everything else quiet and all I can hear is this. This perfect thing. You're welcome, Pencil. I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I didn't make it. I just played it. Alright. The shared intimacies at Stelligan University. Sure, might be important later. Okay, Stelligan again. University seems to play a major role for members of thought. He thinks that she misses him. She says that's why you did this, to make me call you back. But the page you so generously volunteered to maintain. Why would I want to disgrace thought? Okay, so he's not aware of what's going on the page, and apparently he bailed out of thought. And thought didn't do anything since Abraham disappeared. Is that so? We need to keep observing him, though. Juliet ended the relationship with Harrison. You disgraced Thought before by hiding all of the articles on the Thought blog except Cassandra's. Seems that today's new hard targets have a common history, something more than belonging to Thought. Abe archived the first ones because he didn't want even us to know, and none of us could ever access them. I just did the same with the rest because that would also be in Abe's interest, and Cass wanted to show her article around. Please, I know you deleted all your rebellious posts to secure your cozy job at writing that ridiculous opinion column for the TNB. Okay, so he writes for the National Beholder. Hey, I read this one quite regularly. I wasn't at all aware it was our guy. The TNB probably didn't know either. He's gonna fix the thing, but they're kind of the website, but he is arguing with her. They have quite the history. Okay. Hid articles on the Thought blog. And Abe did the first ones, but he did the rest, it said, other than Cass's. You have a lot to hide, Mr. O'Donnell. Okay, fine. I will let you know, and you are quite welcome, Pencil. Fi, did you ever look into this game when it was free on Epic? Did you download it at all? Need to go to Abe's profile for these. He disappeared. And he hid the first articles. Seems like someone still is active. Yes, it does. This gets more confusing by the minute. Why do you hide something on a group's blog from its own members? A hidden agenda, perhaps? Okay. This is his opinion column. He is predicting assaults in Bonton in the National Opinion column. We're going to hold off on that. Because, who knows, maybe next week. we don't really know if it's like an accurate prediction because he's involved, or if he's just saying it because, you know, it's gonna get a rise out of people and get people to take a look. He supports the governmental position, but that's in conflict with something else. Okay. Okay, first off, he ordered a bouquet for somebody called Angela. I'm on the wrong profile. This email has his bank account number. Does that mean I get to look through all of his bank account statements now? Yes, it does. Okay, well, first off, he goes here 16, 28, 1st, no, 31st, 5th, 8th. He goes to this pharmacy a lot. Either he values his hygiene, or it might as well be material intended to wash away a freedom memorial. He has 2 health insurances. Guy his age, planning on doing something dangerous perhaps. And he has received a large payment from the National Beholder, which he works for, so that's probably his pay. Must be the payment for writing the opinion column then. Yes, that's my assumption. But he was in debt until that payment came through. Alright. Your last login was today. Okay. Over back to this. What do we got? I see you. Unrecognized access from the bank. Okay, so the bank realizes that we accessed his account. I see you. Knock knock, Harrison. It seems I caught you with your pants down on that little page of yours. Confused, that's fine. You don't know me and I like to keep it that way, but I know a lot about you, media punk. If you knew what I know, what you know about that this little group of yours did, you would find it just as hard to ignore those last bombs might carry your name tag. Get what I'm talking about, right? So the Righteous Hacker Initiative will expose all information I got on you. Okay. Being blackmailed. My interest the cops won't have no love for the gov, but I will do what I must, so give me one good reason not to do it, and I might reconsider. Oh great, now there's a hacker involved in all of this, because the situation wasn't bad enough as it is. Wonder what this is about. Bombs might just carry being blackmailed about suspected involvement in the Bonton bombings. Seems we are not the only ones interested in Mr. O'Donnell and his entanglements in all this. I wonder if this guy has any proof of what he claims. Hacked my website server. Don't get what you want to have found out about me. Protest didn't always go as planned. But since you claim to know so much about me, you should know that this is hardly my fault. What all I wanted is in my blog. Okay, you have a blog. Okay, what's going on with Juliet? Juliet organized a protest at Stelligan. Oh, wait. That's in conflict. We'll wait on that one. gonna use this portrait because, again, his sunglasses are on. Keep the eyes visible. As soon as I get myself a hand full of like-minded people are gonna occupy the. He planned to occupy the university. She planned a peaceful protest. He lives in a trailer. Come on, can you please get more stereotypically antisocial? If there's any help left for the... No. Can I even find words for how mind-boggling stupid the government's plan is? Rejects the governmental position. But this was in 2013. Okay. And this was in 2015. He had the idea to occupy the university. In his leave a message. Oh. Goldfell was recruiting people in a debate club called Thought. I feel a little confused now. Is this Thought a blog, an activist group, or a debate club? Perhaps all three. That is a little confusing. I like the idea that you want to start a band about the name that targets. Well, he took it. Debate club invitation. Okay. Hold on. He lives in a trailer, so he's in outskirts camping. Because he's paying for lot and Wi-Fi monthly. So that's how we find out his address. Outskirts camping, that is one ugly place, but I guess it's cheap. Yeah, he's paying like $100 a month. And that's it for the lot and everything. Okay, where were we? He planned to occupy it. She planned a peaceful protest. So I'm going to say her peaceful protest was what actually happened. Because I haven't heard anything, haven't seen anything that says whatever happened at Stellingen was bad or went wrong, like I have with the Freedom Plaza one. Plus, his initial, I think, was before he was... right, wasn't it? Wall of text, his idea for that was March 13th, 2015. Abraham invited him March, April, May. So he got involved in Thought, and then they had the protests, so I feel like it's Juliet's on this one. She organized, and wrong profile. She organized this. Now we can dox him. But I'm not supposed to do stuff like that. I'm just supposed to look up information so they can go after the proper people. Freedom Plaza and Stellingen. Very well, it is a pattern exactly as we suspected, but we still have no idea about the third location. Need to be diligent now. Lives might hang in the balance. In the worst case that we cannot determine the location on time, I might have to conduct an investigation with Miss Watergate. I want to avoid it, though. She's behaving pretty defiantly, I've been told. Looking at what you found so far, I think I might have enough information to put some pressure on her. Getting pretty tired. I might have to go to bed soon. I'll try to stay a little longer, but I might not be able to survive much longer. I'm just too epi. That's fine, Pencil. If you have to go to bed, I understand. Oh, look, I can see all of these again. And for the one, it's not this one. Okay, you need to be... Oh, it's not that. What is it that it's pulling? I don't know what it's pulling here. Maybe that he likes the National Beholder now? I don't know what you're taking. Okay. In his timeline, it was back in like 2013. And now it's 2017, and he's saying that, you know, he supports this position. Safety is of utmost importance, has been the party's premise since 2009, and ever since has been working like a charm. Until now, that is. Okay, so I feel like he supports what it's been doing because it has shown that, I mean, it's been working. So we're gonna say this one. Because he's writing an opinion piece, and he's literally writing whatever opinion he wants to say. I mean, I look at this very first thing. Spill the beans right away. Shut the border between us and the Parges. Now, please. Are you blind? I mean, he's not exactly beating around the bush about what he has to say. So I feel like this is honest. Good night, my cat is now slumbering on me and I must rest cat's orders. Not even have a good night, Pencil. I hope you get some very nice sleep. Really, are you positive on that thought member supporting the government's position? Well, you're the investigator and I trust you. Good, you should trust me. Okay. I still don't know what it is here that's popping up. Is there something I missed? More precise data was submitted. Okay. I have no idea. Okay. Well, I can see all of this again. There's nothing new on it. None of it is starred. There was the debate club invitation. Aw, Pencil already went away. There's a meme here. Okay, we already have looked at his site. Okay, you recruited somebody named Nina. So we have another member of Thought. He's requesting to make her a target, and we have green light. So now I have a new thing for Nina. Her handle is Concerned One. Strange alias name. But we did have, she commented here, she messed up organizing something for Thought, and clearly does not care for law enforcement, given how she wrote that. Interesting, what should she do for Thought that she might have messed up? Bet this goes both ways. Probably. What else we got here? Metamorphosis. Okay, now I can see another one. Government consists only of ass-kissing and motherfucking turds. That was in 2015, so I still stand by the statement that I did not put the incorrect one up. I didn't realize it was versus 2, but sure. The beauty that is freedom of speech. Isn't it great that in this country I can say whatever I please and no one can hold it against me? It's just my opinion, and you might disagree. You shouldn't, because I'm right on that, but yeah, you may. And you might as well judge me to be an asshole, and that is fine, too. It isn't. As long as it will not have legal consequences for me. I think it is a great measurement of the amount of freedom in our country that as long as I am able to write this, and there isn't any governmental lackey taking that statement and reporting it to some superior, we truly are free. That's what I'm doing, though. George Orwell said if liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. True that. With a current course towards more and more surveillance, the state of our nation's slow metamorphosis, it is inevitable that this will change one day, and it's damn well possible that day isn't too far off at all. There must be a counterweight to this process, and the answer that can only be that the thought no longer stays in our heads. No, we will carry it onto the streets of the nation, become transformed, and by that re-implanted into the backs of minds. An invincible idea that we shall always be truly free. Declared the thought to be a revolutionary activist group. I would say so, because they started, this is in 2015, and they started doing the protests in 2016, so I think he actually did push that into being. Activist group after all. Now we know who had the primary say in that. Okay. Where do we strike first? Though I share your enthusiasm, better to avoid Stelligan as a place of demonstration for the moment. What a pity, but you're probably right. So what about holding a proclamation in a government building? Or we should go for storming the Bonton Mall. On Christmas. Wait until it's busy, say around Christmas. Okay, if they did this, it would have been quick, and I think the protests would have happened sooner than they did. If you wait until Christmas for here, and then they did the university, and then they did the Freedom Plaza, which it seems after that they stopped. This makes more sense timeline-wise. So we'll do this. And if you really want to get people involved, you go to where there's people. If you're on the roof of a government building, you're not going to do anything with people. This Nina planned it? Are you sure? A mall? Well, that must be it then. That's where the third bomb will be, but there are dozens of malls in Bonton. Which one is it? We're actually running out of time. Actually located in the same facility where Miss Watergate is being detained. I will have her moved into an interrogation room across the walkway. Cover my identity. I will connect her via an internal hardline. Let's just hope that you have provided gives us enough leverage over her. I will open a connection for you to eavesdrop. After all, this is your case too. Plus, we need all the possible info found in Orwell. Hold on. Okay, what am I missing here? Oh, a response to this. Thoughts are free once again. Okay. Who is this? Why can't you just leave me alone? My name is Symes. Yeah, she's not happy. That's not what this is about. Investigating the bombings. Must be such a busy terrorist. I was right here imprisoned while I set up a goddamn bomb style again. We know you've been in close contact with a group called Thought. You have nothing to do with it. I want to talk to my lawyer right now. You mean the boyfriend? Yeah, that's a bad thing. You should not be dating your lawyer. I was right. She does not have a good relationship with her family. Yes, we've been spying on you. does mean you have nothing on. It seems my colleagues didn't tell you that you've been assessed as potentially dangerous, did they? This is not a joke, Miss Watergate. It's all in this profile here. In accordance with the safety bill, people being assessed as potentially dangerous may be held in custody for a very, very long time, until they are deemed no longer a threat. It's an official investigative result. We can even double the time span you'll sit in here with a police record like yours. I hope you will like your cell, and your cellmates. Cooperate and avoid this at once. Why are you doing this to me? Just answer my questions and I might be able to help. I don't know what you expect from me. I first went to the Freedom Plaza demo. I don't know much about their plans. We know a person going by the name of Nina had plans to storm a mall. Do you know which one? A mall? A mall, yeah, a mall was mentioned once or twice. I think it was that huge place, the Circle Mall. Okay, we're gonna... let's get to Cassandra. Move this. Cooperation was noted. Help be dealt with in due time. Guess that went good. Thank God you provided a valuable info. Fortunately for Miss Watergate, I cannot do much for her. It just doesn't work like this. What's an Orwell is an Orwell, and acting upon it is mandatory. I know what you must think now, but would you rather not save these people? We did the right thing, you and me. Well, I hate that she was marked dangerous. I wonder if I hadn't said anything about her antidepressant medication. Looks like the biggest mall of all in Bonton. The Circle Mall is our target. All hell will surely break loose once the report goes out, but I don't think we have a choice. I see you acted quickly and already got the data chunk about the mall uploaded, so let me inform the cavalry. Okay, it's done. Evacuation's in progress. Better keep our fingers crossed that we're right and that we're not too late already. All we can do is wait. Juliet's mom is calling her again. They're evacuating the Circle Mall. Avoid the places around the mall. Best out home at once. I can't just leave work. You're overdue already. Oh well, yeah, fine. I'll get home soon, okay? Thank you, honey. See you soon. Be careful. Okay, well, at least the evacuation is in progress. What's taking so long? The waiting around is making me feel so helpless. I really think you did fine. I shall. A homemade explosive device has been found by the local police units on the scene at the Circle Mall. We did it. We saved all those people. Next up, we pull this Nina apart, find out who was really responsible for all this mess. Really great work. Get some rest. You deserve it. Okay. It is suspected this might have been the bombing announced earlier by the letter found at the previous bomb site. Okay, so that was the only thing. I still don't know here what I didn't pull unless it's still flagging the media pump thing since something better was done. But I have looked and looked and looked and I don't see it. So... and I'm not gonna put this, because it doesn't seem like it's him. We're gonna skip that. I choose to. And everything else is already done, so we are finishing the work for today. A lot of stuff we learned about Thought holding 3 protests, the assault at the university, the Thought is now inactive, that we prevented the Circle Mall bombing, found out a lot of stuff about Harrison, about Abraham Goldfels, about Juliet, about Nina. Well, we didn't find out much about Nina, but I think we're going to be looking into her a lot for the next time. But I think at this point, I'm going to call it, because I've been streaming for a couple hours, and with this game there's a lot of talking. So I hope you all enjoyed it. I will continue streaming this at another time, and I hope everyone has a wonderful night. Episode 3, Unperson, is where we are going to start next time. hero returns. No, it's all fine, really. You deserve the credit. At least for me, because you'll never get public one. Imagine your name big letters at the TNB article. Nina character is the final member of Thought that we don't have concrete information on. Since she's the one who planned the protests at the Circle Mall, now a bomb has been found there. She is now of special interest to us. Her stance towards law enforcement just gives us one more reason, as you found out yesterday. Focus on Nina, but keep watching all the others too. Alright. Well, we're gonna call it here. We're gonna log out. Yes. And I will probably read all of that next time, because I believe I can just start at the very beginning of the chapter. If I go... Yes. Please look up all subsequent progress will be lost. Okay, yeah, so if I start here, it starts at the very beginning of the episode. So, that's where we will do it next time. I do not know when exactly I'll do it. Like I said, there's a lot of talking for this, and my throat is not the best at the moment. But, I look forward to seeing you all, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. And I really hope we had a great time. I really think this is an interesting game, and I look forward to doing some more with it. So, I hope you all have a great night. Thanks for joining me. Have a good one.